And with some of these historical markers, we get to take a glimpse into the lives of some of the people who've made a mark on our world as a whole.
She's probably the most famous lady that's ever come out of this island, but very few people know about her. A female in that time that made herself, not a rich cotton daddy or something else that happens here on the island, but it has her name on it too.
Yep, played by Olga Samaroff. Welcome to Galveston Unscripted. Thanks to our video sponsor, The Daily News, bringing you the news since 1842. Texas' oldest newspaper. Support your local newspaper, The Daily News. If you are anything like me, you've probably been roaming around Galveston and get stopped in your tracks by a beautiful home or building, or even by a home that you've never noticed before. And you just stop and take a moment to really soak in the history of the people or events that have happened in that home or building. We are very fortunate in Galveston to have so many structures that tie us back to the history of Galveston Island and the building of Galveston's reputation. On my walk a few days ago, I discovered this historical marker for Olga Samaroff. But who was Olga Samaroff? Born as Lucy Hickenlooper in 1880 in San Antonio. Her family moved to Galveston when she was young. Moving to Galveston in the 1880s was like moving to a boomtown. There was so much going on. Lucy went to school just a couple of blocks away from this home at the Ursuline Convent. Both her mother and maternal grandmother were concert pianists in the United States and Europe, and they both began training Lucy in the art of piano.
She grew up in the wealthy silk stocking district of Galveston. Lucy was a talented piano player. She soon became the family's star pupil and began to play public concerts. In 1894, Lucy and her grandmother traveled to Paris so that she could continue her piano studies. She was so talented that she won a scholarship to the Paris Conservatory, a college of music and dance, becoming the first American woman to receive such an honor.
After graduating in 1897, Lucy married automobile pioneer Boris von Lautskoy
and moved to St. Petersburg. After a few years, she divorced her husband and returned to America to pursue her dream of becoming a concert pianist. In 1905, Lucy changed her name to Olga Samaroff, a more European-sounding name, and began to tour around the world. She was an instant success, playing at prestigious venues like Carnegie Hall, the Met, and Royal Albert Hall.
Olga married the prestigious musician and composer Leopold Stokowski.
Olga also taught at the Juilliard School of Music and was a commuting faculty member for the Philadelphia Conservatory. She even wrote several books on music, including her own autobiography. Today, Olga's legacy lives on through her music.
I'm actually making a video on Olga Samaroff. I make history videos about Galveston. I have the podcast and audio tour, and then I make videos. Yeah, that's me. I got really lucky while I was filming this video. The owner of Olga Samaroff's childhood home happened to be there. They were setting up for a party, and he allowed me to take a peek at some documents that he had pertaining to Olga Samaroff. The one day I decided to come do Olga Samaroff, everyone's in here.
She's probably the most famous lady that's ever come out of this island, but very few people know about her. She's just awesome in her time. You're welcome to take them out, photograph,
this is really
whatever
cool.
way you want to photograph them. You want me to hold it?
Yeah, this is awesome. Let me get out of the glare here. I wasn't prepared for all this.
Probably not. I've got a lot more stuff on it.
Just wanted to get a shot of all this. This is amazing. I'll be very careful with it.
Yeah.
And then,
now these are original ones, and some of them are her by her. That's a replication, that other one. But it has her name on it too.
Yep, played by Olga Samaroff.
Yeah.
Wow, Chopin. What we're looking at here are musical inserts for player pianos, in which Olga Samaroff was a relatively early adopter. And these musical inserts can still be found and played on player pianos.
But her mother and her grandmother taught her how to play piano here. And everybody said, send her to Paris, let her learn from the master, which was really difficult for a female back in that time. So she went ahead and went to Paris, finally got somebody to tutor her, came back to America, booked herself into Carnegie Hall, made herself, and that's what the plaque is primarily for, a female in that time that made herself. Not a rich cotton daddy or something else that happens here on the island. Her friends were people like Thomas Edison, the Steinways. She was a teacher at Juilliard. She was a music critic. She was the cream of the crop back in her days. Wow. Awesome lady. She wrote 7 different books herself. But they say in one of them she mentions the backyard and how it had very big oleander trees, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
This is awesome. Like, I guess they're like teen magazines back then. You know, who was who in music and concert music.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, she says she used to hide in the oleander bushes in the back, you know.
Wow.
She was an inspirational figure who showed that anything is possible with hard work and dedication. Olga Samaroff, or Lucy Hickenlooper, made her mark in history. The music playing during this video was all played by, you guessed it, Olga Samaroff. This video is by no means an all-encompassing view into Olga Samaroff's life, but a mere overview of a woman who blazed her own trail. You never know what you're going to discover on your walks through Galveston. From the old homes and buildings to historical markers, there's always something to discover. And especially in Galveston, a lot of stories and history could overshadow some other aspects of history when it comes to Lucy Hickenlooper, Olga Samaroff. There have been books and movies about this woman's life. One book I recommend about Olga Samaroff's life is American Virtuoso. Or if you're not going to pick up and read a book, just go check out the Spotify playlist that has been made with Olga Samaroff's musical adaptations. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time on Galveston Unscripted.